when I was taking fertility drugs until I vomited. On my CEO husband's phone, I saw a text message. If I get pregnant, will you divorce your wife? He only replied with one word, yes. I showed him the chat history. After a long silence, the man said in a deep voice, let's get divorced. I couldn't accept it. I resented it. Why did our 28-year childhood sweetheart relationship only trap me? So I pestered her for 3 years, and tormented myself for 3 years. No matter how sensational her affair with the other woman was, I only had one sentence for the media. Unless I die. Otherwise, Mrs. Lin can only be me. But I never thought those words would come true. On our 5th anniversary, I died. He was shopping with his new lover, splurging millions and making headlines. I was alone watching the Qiantang River tide rise, but accidentally got swept into the river, and quietly met the King of Hell. The King of Hell took pity on me, and granted me 7 days to properly bury myself, so I arranged the most sacred funeral for myself, a sky burial. After contacting the staff in Tibet, I carried my own corpse back home. Then, as if just coming out of a tender embrace, my husband with lipstick still on his collar, bumped right into Lin Tingzhou. The man coldly glared at me. Facing me, the man bluntly glared. What are you carrying? Huh? The dignified Mrs. Lin, looking as wretched as a garbage picker. My heart trembled slightly, but after hating each other for years, my mouth was faster than my brain. When young Master Lin was shopping with his new lover yesterday, I thought you'd forgotten you're already married. Lin Tingzhou glanced at me. This time, you actually didn't come to me to make a scene. That's strange. I looked at him quietly, and smiled too, but my heart ached with pain. Who says I don't want to make a scene? It's just that I'm a corpse of words now. The most important thing is to bury myself first. A chill ran through my heart. Lin Tingzhou, if you don't remember being married, how about I show you the wedding tape? See how you were red-eyed back then, saying you'd never let me down in this lifetime. Lin Tingzhou's thin lips curled into a cold sneer. Fine, go ahead and play it. I'd like to reminisce about how tender and gentle you used to be. With that, he turned and went inside. It looked like he really was going to look for that wedding tape. I pressed my lips together, and silently dragged the body bag after him. Luckily, I was seriously ill a month ago, and my weight dropped below 80 pounds. Otherwise, I really couldn't have carried myself. Just as I was about to go upstairs, Uncle Zhang, the butler, hurried over. He's been the Lin family's butler for nearly 50 years. Even someone with a temper as bad as Lin Tingzhou's treats him with respect. Uncle Zhang called out in a booming voice. Someone come, help young madam carry her things upstairs. My heart skipped a beat, and I quickly waved my hands. I can manage on my own. Uncle Zhang didn't insist. Watching Lin Tingzhou rummaging under the TV cabinet, I added, the young master specially ordered your favorite hazelnut cake yesterday, along with several pieces of jewelry. The cake is still good to eat now. I've put the jewelry in the jewelry box for you. You can try them on later. In front of the TV, Lin Tingzhou heard this, and turned to look at me with a weary expression. We've been married for 5 years, and you've nagged about celebrating our anniversary every year. I'll do it this time, but don't bother me next time. My throat suddenly tightened. Something I always talked about while alive was only realized after death. How ironic. I didn't respond, just carried the corpse upstairs, and placed it in the empty wardrobe. Lin Tingzhou and I have been sleeping in separate rooms for almost 2 years now. He would never come in. Besides, the King of Hell said, the corpse in this bag won't smell at all for a week. After dealing with the body, I went downstairs, only to find Lin Tingzhou had already unwrapped the cake box, but his face was as dark as a thundercloud. I was curious. I walked over to take a look. On the white cream, a line was written in chocolate sauce. Happy 1-year anniversary to Mr. Lin and Miss Lin Tingwan. My vision grew a bit hazy. Lin Tingwan, Golden Bell Award-winning actress. The woman who was trending with Lin Tingzhou yesterday. Also the woman who's been by Lin Tingzhou's side the longest since he came out. Lin Tingzhou irritably took out his phone. His tone was sharp. Who picked up the cake I ordered? Zhao Ziyan. Fine. Tell him to go to the finance department and get his final pay today. Pack his things and get out immediately. Seeing him so furious, I couldn't help but tug on his sleeve. I said softly, forget it, just wipe off the words, and it'll be fine. It doesn't matter. Lin Tingzhou held his phone, a flicker of confusion in his eyes. Jiang Yanqiu, since when did you become so magnanimous? I forced a difficult smile. If nothing goes wrong, I'll be this magnanimous from now on. Perhaps it's like a lamp extinguishing when a person dies. Happy anniversary to Mr. Mang and Miss Lin Tingwan. Lin Tingzhou frowned. He said into the phone, deduct all of Zhao Ziyan's bonus for this month. After hanging up, he twirled the phone in his hand. After a moment of thought, he spoke. Do you have any wishes? I'll help you fulfill them. Consider it compensation for this. My fingertips trembled. First, shock rose from the depths of my heart. Then came a sense of relief. After all, if I could encounter something like being allowed by the King of Hell to return from the dead, then it stands to reason that fate would have Lin Tingzhou fulfill my dying wish. It makes sense. I said, Lin Tingzhou, I want to go to Tibet with you, just the two of us. Drive there. Take my body with us. When the time comes, I want Lin Tingzhou to personally send me off in a sky burial. He heard my request. Lin Tingzhou frowned. He asked me, how long? I smiled lightly. Probably no more than a week. Lin Tingzhou took out his phone and tapped it a couple times. I saw a pop-up appear on his screen. November 17th. Take Tingwan to see a musical. My eyes felt like they were stabbed by something. It's the 4th today. There are still about 10 days until the 17th. That's enough time for us to go. Lin Tingzhou paused, casually put away his phone, nodded. Alright, we'll leave early tomorrow morning. If we're driving ourselves, take the Land Cruiser from the garage. Mr. Zhang, have someone fill it up with gas. After giving the order, he turned to me again. Pack your luggage tonight, so I don't have to wait for you tomorrow. For some reason, I suddenly remembered the past. Back then, Lin Tingzhou wouldn't say things like that to me. He would obediently wait at the school gate, waiting for me to dawdle out, then help me lift my suitcase into the car. And he'd only say, Miss, I waited 2 hours for you. Punishing you with a kiss isn't too much, right? The memories piled up. I was stuck in between, unable to move forward or back. I mumbled a response and headed upstairs, but Lin Tingzhou called out to me again. Wait, have a bite of cake, so you don't have another excuse later to say I didn't celebrate our anniversary with you. He impatiently scooped with a spoon a piece of cake and handed it to me, but he didn't know. Since I came back from death, I can't smell or taste anything, and I can't tell hot from cold either. But I still opened my mouth and took the cake into my mouth. Aside from the sticky texture, I couldn't taste anything. Luckily, Lin Tingzhou didn't seem inclined to ask more. He tossed the spoon aside, grabbed his coat, and walked out. I'm leaving first. I have plans tonight. I won't be back. Maybe the cake glued my mouth shut. Looking at his blatant back, I couldn't say anything at all. When I came back to myself and wanted to go upstairs, I saw Mr. Zhang standing beside me, without me knowing. He sighed, said gently, Madam, actually, the young master still cares about you. What happened back then? You two should talk it out. The words, back then, made my heart clench. But this time, I didn't evade the topic like before. Instead, I nodded seriously and said, okay, I'll listen to you. Maybe it's because I've already died once. There are some things, some words, I really want to make clear to Lin Tingzhou. I turned and went upstairs, looking at the bedroom that held no trace of Lin Tingzhou. I felt a bit dazed. I walked over and sat down on the sofa at the foot of the bed, casually picking up a cushion. The dead don't need sleep, so I had plenty of time to reminisce about my past with Lin Tingzhou. When my family business went bankrupt, Lin Tingzhou avoided me for a full 3 months. Thinking back carefully, it seems that ever since he chose to avoid me for 3 months without any explanation, our relationship was already broken. For the remaining time, we were both just enduring. We didn't love enough, and we didn't hate enough either. I leaned my head back against the sofa, and let out a heavy sigh. Lin Tingzhou, soon I'll be free, and so will you. I just sat like that all night. When the sky began to lighten at dawn, I casually packed a few windbreakers and jackets. While the servants were still asleep, I put the corpse and the luggage together into the trunk of the car. Lin Tingzhou never pays attention to details. He most likely won't notice my extra piece of luggage. Even if he does, he won't look into it. After finishing all that, I sat in the living room, looking over and over at this place I had lived in for 5 years. I thought I would feel reluctant, but when the moment came, I found the emotion welling up in my heart was relief. At exactly 8 in the morning, Lin Tingzhou appeared at home on time. He was carrying a suitcase by his side, oversized, in a very bold red, which didn't quite suit him. Seeing me look at the suitcase, Lin Tingzhou smiled, and offered an explanation. She just packed it for me directly. I was silent for a few seconds. Then a smile also appeared at the corner of my lips. This suitcase is very practical. She has good taste. Under Lin Tingzhou's suddenly cold gaze, I got up, got into the car, and sat in the passenger seat. Let's go. Time to head out. Within 4 days, we have to get to Tibet. I bit my lip, feeling a bit lost. Then I saw him bend down to pick up his phone, and gently reassure the person on the other end. Don't worry, I'll send a doctor over right away. My baby will be fine. Listening to him, I couldn't help but glance at Lin Tingzhou, watching him effortlessly make another call. Dr. Yang, my little one isn't feeling well. He's at North River Villa. Get over there immediately. I'll cover the house call fee. Call me back with any updates. I took a deep breath, and quietly slowed the car back to a normal speed. I watched Lin Tingzhou's fingers tapping the screen impatiently, and it started to annoy me too. I said coldly, we haven't gone far. We can still turn back. The child is important. There's no need to delay a child's treatment, because of someone who's already as good as dead. Once Lin Tingzhou leaves, I can drive non-stop to Tibet by myself, watch the sunrise over the mountains alone, and then calmly embrace death. Thinking this, I felt a little lighter. But Lin Tingzhou waved his hand dismissively. I know my priorities. I wouldn't stand you up for a pet. My hands tightened on the steering wheel. I asked, stunned, a pet? Lin Tingzhou responded, yeah, what did you think it was? that Lin Tingwan and I have a child. I was instantly mortified, but the knot of tension in my chest quietly loosened. Lin Tingzhou looked at me for a long moment, then suddenly spoke up. Jiang Yanqiu, I'm not going to father a child. Even though illegitimate children have inheritance rights now, it's still not a good look, and doing something like that doesn't benefit anyone. I bit my lip, feeling a bit lost, when I saw him bend down to pick up his phone, and gently comfort the person on the other end. Don't worry, I'll send a doctor over right now. Zai will be fine. I listened, and couldn't help but glance at Lin Tingzhou, watching him effortlessly make a call. Dr. Yang, my Zai isn't feeling well. We're at North River Villa. Please head over immediately. I'll cover the house call fee. And call me back if there are any issues. I took a deep breath, and quietly slowed the car back to a normal speed. I watched as Lin Tingzhou tapped his screen impatiently, and the sounds started to irritate me too. I said coldly, we haven't gone far. We can still turn back now. The child is important. There's no need to let a dying person like me delay a child's treatment. Once Lin Tingzhou leaves, I can drive non-stop to Tibet, see the golden sunrise over the mountains alone, and then calmly embrace death. Thinking this, I felt a bit more at ease, but Lin Tingzhou waved his hand dismissively. I know what's important. I wouldn't break our plans just for a pet. My hands tightened on the steering wheel, and I asked blankly, a pet? Lin Tingzhou responded, yeah, what did you think it was? You think Lin Tingwan and I have a child? I was instantly embarrassed, but the knot in my chest quietly loosened. Lin Tingzhou looked at me for a long moment, then suddenly said, Jiang Yanqiu, I'm not going to have a child. Even though illegitimate children have inheritance rights now, it's still not a good thing to hear, and doing this doesn't benefit anyone. I don't know why he said that, but I was a bit afraid to look at him. I could only stare at the dark highway illuminated by the car lights. Yet this sudden event still stirred up ripples in my heart. Actually, I once had a fluffy golden retriever with Lin Tingzhou too. We named that dog Xia, meaning it was as vibrant and brilliant as summer. But later, because the Jiang family went bankrupt, and also because I drifted apart from Lin Tingzhou, one day it slipped away unnoticed. It never came back. Thinking of this, my nose tingled again. But at this moment, Lin Tingzhou spoke calmly. I've already booked a hotel. We'll exit the highway in about over 300 miles. I nodded. For the rest of the time, the car was filled only with the sound of Lin Tingzhou's fingertips tapping on his phone screen. Occasionally, I could also hear Lin Tingwan's voice messages. She said, the doctor said Zai was just hungry. No food or water today. We'll feed him tomorrow morning. She said, it's all your fault. If you had brought him to see me at the studio more often, he wouldn't be so unfamiliar with me. She said, Lin Tingzhou, I miss you so much. Every word carried an intimate familiarity. It also reminded me of how I used to act spoiled with Lin Tingzhou without restraint. I couldn't help glancing at Lin Tingzhou. The gentle smile in his eyes and brows stung my eyes painfully. I didn't look again. I just quietly sped up the car. The night grew deeper. The highway was pitch black ahead and behind. It felt like our car was the only one left in the world. Lin Tingzhou looked boredly out the window. When we were less than 100 miles from our destination, he suddenly spoke. Jiang Yanqiu, sitting here doing nothing is boring. Let's play a game. What? Couples truth or dare game. I froze for a moment. After a long pause, I managed to ask, what do you want to ask? Lin Tingzhou straightened up. He leaned closer to me, his voice full of anticipation. When are you planning to divorce me? His question felt like a sharp knife stabbing right into my heart, but I didn't throw a fit like I used to. I just said calmly, ever since I came back from Tibet, my soul was destined to shatter there. Our marriage was destined to end. I glanced at Lin Tingzhou out of the corner of my eye. He looked sullen, seemingly displeased. I looked away, and just focused on driving. I'm a walking dead person. I don't have the energy to figure out what's upsetting the young master this time. After a long while, Lin Tingzhou's voice finally reached my ears. Okay, your turn to ask. I laughed at myself for overthinking. Following his lead, I started thinking of my own question. I wanted to know why he chose to run away. Instead of explaining things to me back then, I wanted to know why he likes Lin Tingwan. I also wanted to know if, in these 3 years, he ever. But the next second, a voice in my head told me clearly, asking more is pointless. So in the end, I asked, is the pet you and Lin Tingwan have a dog? What's its name? Jiang Yanqiu. That's what you're asking? I nodded. Yeah, no point asking anything else. In the silence, I heard Lin Tingzhou's gritted teeth reply. It's called Cici. A dog 10,000 times smarter than Xia. Not a stupid dog that runs off and can't find its way home. His voice drowned out the car music, pounding on my heart, making it ache and tremble. Truly Lin Tingzhou, when he really wants to hurt me, he knows exactly where to twist the knife to cause the most pain. I took a deep breath, turned on the adaptive cruise control, and then looked at Lin Tingzhou. My expression must have been awful. Otherwise the always proud Lin Tingzhou wouldn't have looked so lost. I said coldly, I admit I wasn't watching Xia closely that day, but you're the last person qualified to say that. The moment I realized Xia was missing, I called Lin Tingzhou, but after hearing me out, all he said was, Jiang Yanqiu, are you done? If you lost your dog, go find it yourself. If you can't find it, you might as well not come back, just like it. Lin Tingzhou probably remembered that too, and spoke with difficulty after a moment of silence. I was drunk. I looked ahead and said, if I had to pinpoint the exact moment, I gave up on you. It was that day, that instant. A deathly silence filled the car. In that quiet, my emotions settled into a calm. The navigation prompted me to exit the highway. Not long after exiting the highway, the car stopped in front of a hotel. After I parked, Lin Tingzhou and I got out, grabbed our luggage, and went inside. After checking in, Lin Tingzhou and I headed to our respective rooms. I walked to my door, when I heard his hoarse voice behind me. Jiang Yanqiu. Actually, the day Xia went missing, even though I couldn't get away, I did have my assistant take a professional search team to look for her. I paused for a moment, then pushed the door open and went in, shutting all sound outside. After spacing out on the sofa for a while, I finally took out my phone and opened someone's chat window. Master Ganbu, you can begin preparing for the sky burial ceremony. In 4 days, the applicant's husband will bring her body to you. After sending the message, I put my phone down and lay down to rest. The next morning at 7 o'clock, I packed my things and went straight to knock on Lin Tingzhou's door. About 2 minutes later, the door finally opened. Lin Tingzhou was still bleary-eyed and in a foul mood. Jiang Yanqiu, what's the rush? You won't even let a guy get a good night's sleep, even if a week isn't enough time. It's not like I'd turn back halfway. You're always like this. You only care about what you want, never about anyone else. My heart sank. So that's what he thinks of me. But I still calmly explained, I'm sorry, but I really want to get to Tibet as soon as possible. Okay. I saw Lin Tingzhou's mood shift slightly. Then he stepped aside and said, fine, come in and wait. I'm going to wash up. I went in with my luggage and sat down. A short while later, I heard Lin Tingzhou call me. Jiang Yanqiu, grab me a set of clothes from my suitcase. I held back my annoyance, but still resignedly walked over. As soon as I opened the suitcase, I froze. Inside the suitcase, aside from some essential clothes, in a clear compartment, were neatly arranged photos of Lin Tingwan. Award ceremonies, at home, holding a puppy. In every photo, Lin Tingwan looked utterly joyful. Seeing them made my heart ache. For a moment, I just stood there. I didn't notice the water in the bathroom had stopped. I also didn't notice Lin Tingzhou peeking from the bathroom door, watching me for a while, until he casually spoke up. What are you looking at? I took all of those. Using the photography skills you taught me, I looked away, grabbed a piece of clothing at random, and threw it at him. Lin Tingzhou, I understand the principle of one man plants a tree, another enjoys the shade. You don't need to remind me. I turned around and heard Lin Tingzhou let out a soft chuckle. He said calmly. He spoke. Jiang Yanqiu, are you jealous? The stifling anger in my heart grew even stronger. I opened my mouth, about to curse at him, when I heard his serious voice. Yanqiu, after we return from Tibet, let's find some time to have a good talk. His suddenly gentle tone made my whole body stiffen for a moment. After a long while, I wearily lowered my eyes, feeling my eyes gradually grow warm. I smiled silently. Okay. I didn't tell Lin Tingzhou that I can't possibly return from Tibet, and I'm destined to break my promise to him. But it's okay, he'll know soon enough. The moment the car entered Shannon City, my heart leaped into my throat. According to my agreement with Yama, the day after tomorrow is when I should leave. I've already spoken with Master Ganbu. Early the day after tomorrow, Lin Tingzhou will deliver my body to him. As for how to get Lin Tingzhou to agree, I'm not worried. Even though he doesn't love me anymore, he won't refuse a small request of mine. Shannon City, the Qingpu Sky Burial Platform, the end of my life, Jiang Yanqiu's life, is right before my eyes. Soon, Lin Tingzhou and I had checked in. Before entering the room, I couldn't help but call out to Lin Tingzhou. We need to go see the sunrise over the Golden Mountain at 6:30 tomorrow morning. This time, Lin Tingzhou didn't refuse. He said, okay. Then he simply closed the door. After a night's rest, at 6:30 in the morning, I received a text from Lin Tingzhou. I'll wait for you in the car. I picked up my phone, went downstairs, got in the car, all in one smooth motion. After the car had driven some distance, Lin Tingzhou suddenly spoke up. Jiang Yanqiu, after we see the sunrise over the Golden Mountain, our journey will be over. Don't you have anything you want to say to me? I clenched my hands, thought of the decision I made before setting out, and still spoke slowly. Lin Tingzhou, from the moment my family went bankrupt until now, have you ever regretted it? The veins on the back of Lin Tingzhou's hands bulged. After a long while, his cold voice rang out. I have. I regret not doing an asset risk assessment on the Jiang family before I married you, because your family suddenly went bankrupt. I thought my perfect marriage was starting to crack. That was my miscalculation. His words were cold and heartless. My heart seemed to skip a beat. Before I could say anything, the car came to a sudden stop. Lin Tingzhou didn't even look at me. We're here. The place where the sun shines on the Golden Mountain. Go see it for yourself. I got out of the car, bewildered, and walked toward the viewing point. The moment I stood still, a golden light broke through the clouds, shining directly on the cold, pure white peak of the mountain. I stared blankly, in the face of such vast, majestic nature. All that I was clinging to, all that I couldn't let go of, suddenly just vanished. I faced that brilliant golden light and put my hands together in prayer. Silently, I wished, if there is a God up there, please let me leave smoothly. The golden mountain only lasted for less than 15 minutes. When I got back to the car, Lin Tingzhou had also put away his phone. We returned to the hotel room. After thinking it over, I still sent Master Ganbu's address to Lin Tingzhou. He replied quickly, "What is this place?" Me, Lin Tingzhou. "Tomorrow morning, can you help me take the luggage from the trunk, and deliver it here for me? Can you do that?" Lin Tingzhou. Okay. He didn't ask why I was doing this, nor did he ask what it was. That's how indifferent Lin Tingzhou is to things he doesn't care about. I put down my phone, and gave a faint, wry smile. I didn't reply with another word, and so it was. The moon set, the sun rose. Lin Tingzhou's voice finally sounded from outside the door. "Jiang Yanqiu, we can leave now." I answered, "Okay," and got up to go out. 20 minutes later, Lin Tingzhou parked the car steadily in front of Master Ganbu's door. I sat in the passenger seat, feeling utterly groggy. I didn't even have the strength to open my eyes. Faintly, I heard Lin Tingzhou's voice. "Jiang Yanqiu, what's wrong?" "Altitude sickness." I waved a hand at him. My voice was low. "Don't worry about me. Just give the..." The sound faded from my ears. I grew a bit worried. With great effort, I opened my eyes. I saw Lin Tingzhou carrying my body bag, and knocking on Master Ganbu's door. I heard their conversation. "Are you a family member of Ms. Jiang Yanqiu?" "Yes." "Good. Give it to me. I'll get the form for you to sign." Hearing this, my anxious heart finally settled. Right at that moment, I suddenly froze. As if by fate, a voice echoed in my ears. "Jiang Yanqiu, time's up." As this voice sounded, my body began to vanish at an unimaginable speed. In the final moment, I looked out the window, toward the man standing there. I silently mouthed a few words. "Lin Tingzhou, goodbye." In just 3 seconds, my figure dissipated like vapor inside the car. Meanwhile, at the doorway, Lin Tingzhou, worried about my altitude sickness, was about to look back, when Master Ganbu stopped him. "Sir, this is the sky burial procedure form. Please sign here at the bottom." Lin Tingzhou's outstretched hand froze. He thought he misheard. "What did you say?" "Sky burial. You are Ms. Jiang Yanqiu's only family in this world. You've even brought her body here. If you don't sign this form, who will?" "Sir, Ms. Jiang Yanqiu has been dead for 7 days. If we don't hurry, the ceremony can't proceed." Lin Tingzhou abruptly pulled his hand back. His tone turned cold and hard. "You're talking nonsense. What sky burial? What body?" With that, he ignored Master Ganbu's reaction, and strode toward the car parked not far away. "Jiang Yanqiu, you explain this to me." He yanked the car door open, but inside the entire car, there was no one. Lin Tingzhou's fingers still lingered on the car door handle. His knuckles turned white from the force. The empty passenger seat in the car issued a silent mockery. There wasn't even a single trace of a wrinkle on the leather seat. Lin Tingzhou growled out, "Jiang Yanqiu." The hoarse voice echoed through the empty Tibetan courtyard, reverberating back to Lin Tingzhou's ears. It shook him dizzy. His fingertips trembled. He shouted loudly, "Who was just in the car?" "Jiang Yanqiu, don't hide. Come out." Lin Tingzhou circled the car like a madman. His gaze swept over every inch of the car's body, trying to find any trace of Jiang Yanqiu. Under the car, he even bent down to look at the narrow shadow. But aside from dry soil and a few withered grass, there was nothing. But time passed bit by bit. Lin Tingzhou stood by the car. His expression shifted from initial fury to confusion. He raised his hand and scratched his hair. How could she disappear? She was clearly talking to me just now. "Sir," Master Ganbu's voice came, still holding that sky burial procedure sheet in his hand. He suddenly snapped back to reality, and rushed to Master Ganbu. Grabbing the man's shoulders with both hands, he demanded, "Was this all an act? A scheme between you and her?" Lin Tingzhou's heart was pounding violently. She was sitting right next to me just a moment ago. How could she just vanish into thin air? Master Ganbu had seen many family members struggling to accept a loved one's death. He looked at Lin Tingzhou with a trace of sympathy and pity in his eyes. "Please sign the papers as soon as possible. The body needs to be processed, so I can arrange the subsequent rites." Lin Tingzhou looked up. His eyes were tinged with crimson as he growled, "Make it clear. Whose body are you talking about?" Master Ganbu pointed to the body bag by the courtyard gate. His tone remained calm. "Naturally, it's Ms. Jiang Yanqiu. The deceased passed away 7 days ago. Weren't you the one who contacted me in advance, saying you wanted to bring her here for a sky burial?" Lin Tingzhou slammed his fist against the courtyard wall. Bright red blood seeped from between his knuckles, yet he felt no pain at all. "That's bullshit. She's been with me all these days, alive and well. I never contacted you." As he spoke, a thought seemed to strike him. Right, yesterday, during the golden hour on the mountain, I even took a photo of her. Lin Tingzhou pulled out his phone from his pocket. His trembling fingers nearly dropped it several times. He opened the photo gallery. Look! Lin Tingzhou's voice cut off abruptly. In an instant, his entire body froze. It felt as if his blood had stopped flowing. The photos in the gallery scrolled by one. They were all of the golden-hued snow-capped mountains and the empty viewing platform. There was no trace of Jiang Yanqiu in any of them. He distinctly remembered. She was standing right in the center of the viewing platform. The sunlight fell on her hair, like a golden halo. He deliberately chose the perfect angle, and pressed the shutter. Impossible. I definitely took her picture. His fingers flew through the photos. How could it be missing? As he looked, Lin Tingzhou closed his phone, muttering softly, I didn't get a good shot. It was too far away. The phone didn't capture it. That must be it. But his lowered hand clenched tightly. Clearly, his mind was anything but calm. His mind uncontrollably flashed to Jiang Yanqiu standing afar, the brilliant sunrise light shining on her. Her face was serene and elegant, a faint smile still on her lips, no resentment in her eyes like before, only a serene, almost transcendent calm. At that moment, he vaguely thought he'd returned to their first meeting, unconsciously pressed the shutter button. Thinking of this, Lin Tingzhou spoke urgently. We drove here. We've been carrying this luggage all along. If this were a body, how could there be no smell at all? Master Ganbu bent down and sniffed, also puzzled. Strange. Indeed, no smell of decay. He straightened up, wanting to open the bag. Open it and we'll know. Don't touch it. Lin Tingzhou grabbed Master Ganbu's wrist. He stared fixedly at the bag. His heart felt gripped by an invisible hand. Even breathing hurt. This can't be a body. A body wouldn't be so light. I've carried her. She was much heavier than this. As he spoke, he became more certain. Yes, this must be fake. Yanqiu is just joking, hiding somewhere. Master Ganbu pulled his hand away. His tone grew more solemn. Sir, you might be struggling to accept it. Your memory is confused. I also feel sorry for the deceased. But sky burial requires timing. We cannot delay. The deceased deserves respect. Since she has been brought here, we must let her depart peacefully. Lin Tingzhou swayed, his eyes filled with anger. Look if you want. This can't be Jiang Yanqiu. As he spoke, he reached out and yanked open the body bag. The fabric rustled, eerily loud in the silent courtyard. The bag was pulled open, revealing the curled figure inside. Lin Tingzhou's gaze froze, his face instantly pale, his voice trembling as he cried out, Jiang Yanqiu. Jiang Yanqiu was wearing her favorite cream-colored knit sweater. Her hair was damp and clinging to her cheeks. Her face was pale and ashen. Her lips were dark, turning purple. Her fingers were curled. There was still some sand and mud lodged in her fingernails. Her brows were still slightly furrowed, revealing pain she couldn't hide. Lin Tingzhou's pupils suddenly contracted. It felt like all the blood in his body froze at that moment. He opened his mouth. His throat seemed blocked by something. He couldn't make a sound after several attempts. A broken sob escapes from his chest. His voice was hoarse. No, this is fake. Then abruptly pulls it back. This must be a model she had someone make. It must be, he declares decisively, speaking with absolute certainty. She's just angry with me. That's why she's trying to trick me like this. Once she cools down, it'll be fine. The coroner beside him clasped his hands together, and began softly reciting a prayer for Jiang Yanqiu's body, his tone full of compassion. Sir, the deceased died from drowning. The marks on her body cannot be faked. Look at her wrist. There are also rope marks. Probably when she was swept away by the tide, she was scratched by river weeds or rocks. Indeed, on Jiang Yanqiu's wrist, he saw several scratches of varying depths, and some bruises, blue and purple. Those marks were terrifyingly real, nothing a model could produce, but he still refused to believe it. He shakes his head wildly. No, she can't be dead. She was talking to me just now. How could she possibly die? I received her photo, confirming this is indeed Ms. Jiang Yanqiu. I didn't send it. Lin Tingzhou interrupts him with a low roar, his emotions so agitated he's nearly losing control. It must be Jiang Yanqiu who contacted you. She just wants to scare me, to make me yield. I'll apologize to her. Tell her to stop playing. Okay. Ganbu watched him, on the verge of collapse. He handed over a business card. He sighed and said, Sir, if you decide, contact me. After 14 days, the body will completely decompose. Then it'll be hard to hold the sky burial ceremony. Lin Tingzhou mechanically took the card. He stuffed it into his pocket and said, Got it. He turned and grabbed the body bag. His movements were rough, but with a hint of unnoticed panic. He was going to find Jiang Yanqiu. He wanted to expose this childish trick right in front of her. Ganbu stood there, watching the speeding car disappear. He sighed again. Another poor soul. Lin Tingzhou drove. He sped along the road. His mind was filled with Jiang Yanqiu's image, her smiling face, her temper tantrums, her tearful grievance, all intertwined. It made his head ache unbearably. He didn't know where he was going. He only knew he needed to find a place that could prove Jiang Yanqiu was still alive. He thought of the hotel they stayed at. They checked in together. Someone there must remember her. So, he turned the car around and sped towards the hotel. Hours later, the car finally stopped at the hotel entrance. Lin Tingzhou carried the body bag into the lobby. The front desk clerk nearly spilled her water glass in fright. "Sir, are you checking in?" He placed the body bag beside him, keeping others away. "The woman who came with me. Do you remember her? Long hair, very pretty, with big eyes." The clerk was terrified by his demeanor. She quickly looked down and checked the records. She shook her head. "Sir, only your check-in information. No one else. No way." Lin Tingzhou leaned on the counter with both hands, his body leaning forward. "Check carefully. We checked in together. She stood right beside me." The clerk tremblingly turned the tablet around. The records on the screen were clear. Only Lin Tingzhou's name. Check-in time, check-out time, all is obvious. "Sir, it's really just you. Security footage. I need to see the security footage." The receptionist steps back, looking at him. "Sir, that's not allowed. I lost something very important. You need to pull up the footage." The receptionist sighs helplessly. "I can only request approval from my supervisor." 3 hours later, the security footage is retrieved. His eyes are glued to the screen. He doesn't dare blink. In the footage, he walks into the hotel lobby alone. He checks in alone. He drags his suitcase into the elevator alone. Throughout the whole process, Lin Tingzhou is alone. He points at his hand gesture on the screen. He shouts, "Look, I'm holding her hand here. She was right beside me. Your cameras are broken. They must be broken." The receptionist stands timidly nearby. She whispers, "Sir, our security system is functioning normally." This sentence is the final straw. It breaks Lin Tingzhou's strained nerves. He staggers back. He shakes his head repeatedly. He doesn't believe it. He refuses to believe it. The memories of being with Jiang Yanqiu are vividly etched in his mind. Such vivid memories. How could they be fake? He staggers into the elevator. He presses the floor he stayed on before. Back in the room, he locks the door behind him. The room is freezing cold. He collapses onto the floor, his back against the cold wall. He buries his hands in his hair. He pulls at it fiercely. His mind replays scenes like a movie, replaying every detail of this journey over and over. Right, there's also the car's recording. He trembles as he opens the dashcam playback. But it only shows him talking to himself. "When are you going to divorce me?" His own voice comes from the phone, echoing repeatedly in the empty room. Lin Tingzhou clearly remembers Jiang Yanqiu's answer at that time. "After we return from Tibet." How ridiculous. The room is eerily quiet, only his heavy breathing and the sound of his own voice from the phone. Lin Tingzhou closes his eyes, hiding the redness in his eyes. Early the next morning, Lin Tingzhou wandered the streets of Tibet, aimlessly, carrying that body bag. He didn't know where to go to find Jiang Yanqiu. He passed by a temple. Incense smoke wafted through the air. Devotees knelt in pious prayer. A monk in robes stopped him. His gaze fell upon the body bag beside him. He pressed his palms together. "Patron, this humble monk sees a deep obsession upon you. Would you pause your steps and hear a word from me?" Lin Tingzhou halted. He looked at him with hollow eyes. "What do you know?" His voice was hoarse. "Why does no one remember my wife? Why am I the only one who can see her?" The monk smiled faintly. His gaze was gentle. "Patron, do not be hasty. Obsession is born from the heart, and trapped by emotion. You say your wife is gone. May this humble monk take a look at her." Instinctively, Lin Tingzhou hid the body bag behind him. He shook his head. "She's gone. She's hiding. She won't see me." The monk's gaze remained fixed on the body bag. His tone was calm. "Is your wife not inside there?" Lin Tingzhou's face changed dramatically. He took a sharp step back. His eyes filled with wariness and anger. "What are you talking about? That's just a model inside. She used it to trick me." "It's not her." The monk didn't argue, just sighed softly. "Sir, some truths must eventually be faced. That is indeed your wife inside. What you saw before was merely an illusion born from heaven's pity." Lin Tingzhou opened his mouth, wanting to argue, but found he had nothing to say. He looked down at the body bag beside him. A faint odor had begun to spread. It was the smell of decay. Though faint, it was unmistakably there. He knew. The monk was right. He had been deceiving himself. Holding on to his last shred of hope, he sought out the best forensic expert in the area. "Help me identify whether this is truly a body." During the wait, Lin Tingzhou paced back and forth in the hallway. Each second felt like a century. He prayed the forensic expert would tell him. It was just a model, not Jiang Yanqiu. But when the forensic expert emerged holding the report, he said expressionlessly, "The deceased is female, approximately 28 years old. Cause of death, drowning. Time of death, about 8 days ago." 8 days ago. Lin Tingzhou murmured those words repeatedly. His heart felt as if gripped by an invisible hand, squeezing so tightly he almost suffocated. 8 days ago. was November 4th, their fifth wedding. That day, Lin Tingzhou and Lin Tingwan were together. They were photographed by the media, went viral on social media. That day, Jiang Yanqiu called him countless times, but he didn't answer any of them. He even impatiently put his phone on silent. That day, he bought a cake and waited for her to come home, and it was even inscribed with his name and someone else's. So Jiang Yanqiu had passed away on their anniversary. She left this world. Lin Tingzhou leaned against the wall, slowly sliding down to the floor. Tears streamed down his face. He finally had to admit, Jiang Yanqiu was truly dead. She died due to his indifference and neglect. She died on their 5th anniversary. He choked up, his voice broken. Yanqiu, I'm sorry, it was my fault. I was truly wrong. Lin Tingzhou carried Jiang Yanqiu's body back to the hotel room. He no longer resisted as he had before. Instead, he carefully placed her on the bed. He gently wiped the mud from her face with a clean towel. His movements were gentle, as if handling a priceless treasure. He retrieved Jiang Yanqiu's phone. The screen had gone dark. He found a charger and plugged it in, waiting for it to power on. When the phone lit up, his heart skipped a beat. The unlock password was their anniversary date, 1104. He thought she had changed it long ago, but she never did. Lin Tingzhou held the phone, his fingers trembling, almost unable to hold it. He opened WeChat and found Jiang Yanqiu's chat history with Master Ganbu. The first message read, I want to schedule a sky burial ceremony 4 days later. Master Ganbu asked about her identity. She replied, I'm the deceased's enemy. Then she added, just kidding, I'm her husband, but I don't love her. Lin Tingzhou reads this line. His heart aches like it's being stabbed. She clearly loved him so much, yet he hurt her so deeply. Right then, his phone vibrates. It's a message from Lin Tingwan. Tingzhou, when are you coming back to see the musical with me? I already bought the tickets. Lin Tingzhou reads this message. His eyes are lifeless. He replies with 3 words. I'm not coming back. Not long after, Lin Tingwan calls him directly. Her tone carries a hint of concern. Tingzhou, what's wrong with you? Did something happen? Yanqiu, is she throwing a tantrum again? You clearly still love her, so stop lying to her. Lin Tingwan's voice carries a hint of helplessness. If you just explain it to her properly, what happened back then, she'll understand. Lin Tingzhou closes his eyes, his voice hoarse as if crawling out of hell. She won't forgive me. How could that be? Lin Tingwan says, if you just tell her clearly, that you weren't intentionally avoiding her back then. You were locked up by your father. You were helpless. She loved you so much. She'll definitely forgive you. Lin Tingzhou remains silent for a long time, then slowly speaks. She can't hear it. Lin Tingwan on the other end of the call is stunned. After a long moment, she cautiously asks, Tingzhou, what do you mean by that? Jiang Yanqiu is dead. Lin Tingzhou's voice is eerily calm. She died on our 5th anniversary. There was a long silence on the other end of the phone. Only Lin Tingwan's breathing could be heard. After a long while, she finally whispered, I'm sorry. I didn't expect this to happen. Lin Tingzhou didn't say anything more. He hung up directly. He placed the phone on the bedside. He gently held Jiang Yanqiu's cold hand, muttering, Yanqiu, don't worry. I'll fulfill your wish. I'll take you to the celestial burial platform. Let you rest in peace closest to heaven. Lin Tingzhou stayed in the hotel room for the entire day. Until evening, his phone rang. It was Zhang Shu calling. He answered the call, looking utterly exhausted. Zhang Shu, what's the matter? Zhang Shu's voice carried a hint of delight. Do you remember what you asked me to do before? I found your wedding video. Hearing this, a glimmer of hope sparked in Lin Tingzhou's heart. If Zhang Shu remembered to find the wedding video, maybe he also remembers Jiang Yanqiu coming back that day. He eagerly asked, Zhang Shu, I need to ask you, that day when I came back from outside, did Jiang Yanqiu also come back? Zhang Shu on the other end paused for a moment. He said puzzledly, Master, that day, only you came back alone. I didn't see the young mistress. Lin Tingzhou froze. He took a deep breath, his voice trembling slightly. Okay, I understand. Send the wedding video to my phone. He held the phone, his fingers gripping tightly, knuckles turning white. On the screen, Zhang Shu was slowly sending the wedding video over. The progress bar moved slowly. Each second felt agonizing. He connected his phone to the TV, then sat on the sofa, quietly waiting. The TV screen lights up, and a familiar tune begins to play. The wedding venue. Please welcome the bride and groom. The wedding decor is lavish and romantic, with red roses and white lilies intertwined, covering the entire hall. The camera pans, focusing on the end of the red carpet. Jiang Yanqiu, in a snow-white wedding dress, walks over slowly, on the arm of a family member. A gentle smile graces her face, her eyes bright and clear, the corners of her mouth upturned, looking both blissful and shy. Lin Tingzhou watches Jiang Yanqiu on the screen, his gaze distant. He hadn't seen her like this in a long time. In his memory, Jiang Yanqiu was always filled with resentment and coldness, never giving him a kind look, her words always sharp. He had almost forgotten that the Jiang Yanqiu of the past was this gentle, this wonderful. The camera shifts to him. Back then, He wore a sharp black suit, standing tall, with an irrepressible smile on his face. He looks at Jiang Yanqiu, his eyes filled with adoration and love, as if she were his entire world. When Jiang Yanqiu stands before him, he reaches out, and tightly grasps her hand. His voice choked with emotion. Yanqiu, I've waited for this day, for so long. Jiang Yanqiu looks up at him, tears glistening in her eyes, and nods. Tingzhou, me too. Next, it's time to exchange rings. He places the ring on her finger, then leans down, and places a gentle kiss on her forehead. Jiang Yanqiu, in sickness and in health, for richer or for poorer, I will always love you, care for you, and never leave your side. She places a ring on his finger as well. Her voice is soft yet firm. Lin Tingzhou, I take you as my husband, in sickness and in health, for richer or for poorer, I will always love you, stand by you, and never leave your side. Watching this scene, tears begin to stream down Lin Tingzhou's face. How beautiful those vows were back then, yet they ultimately failed to keep them. He took out his phone, scrolled through the old photos in his album. His photography skills were taught by Jiang Yanqiu. She always said, Lin Tingzhou, how come you always make me look so bad? But he never thought so. In every photo, Jiang Yanqiu was captured with his love. They recorded their once happy times. Then, everything changed. The Jiang family went bankrupt. He was locked up by his father. For 3 months, he couldn't contact her. By the time he was finally free, she had become cold and distant. He didn't know how to explain, could only arm himself with avoidance and coldness. He even deliberately got close to Lin Tingwan, wanting to provoke her, wanting her to care about him, but he never imagined that doing this only pushed her further away. The wedding on TV continued. Jiang Yanqiu and him cutting the cake together, toasting with tea together, accepting blessings from the guests together. Her smile never stopped. Such happiness. So dazzling. May Tingzhou and I be together forever. Lin Tingzhou turned off the TV. The room instantly fell into darkness. He leaned back on the sofa, closed his eyes. His mind was filled with images of Jiang Yanqiu, her gentle self at the wedding, her lively self in college, her stubborn self during arguments. Jiang Yanqiu. His voice filled with endless regret and pain. Why didn't you wait for me? I never got the chance to explain, to say I'm sorry, to tell you, I never stopped loving you. Tears silently fell, soaking his collar. He knew, it was all too late. The girl he swore to protect for a lifetime, died because of his coldness. Lin Tingzhou sat in the dark all night, until the first light of dawn. Only then did he slowly open his eyes. Replaced by a calm despair, he had finally accepted the truth. Jiang Yanqiu was truly gone. She was never coming back. He stood up, straightened his clothes. Then, with great care, he placed Jiang Yanqiu's body into a body bag. Carrying the body bag, he left the hotel room, and headed towards the Qingpu Sky Burial Site. He would fulfill her wish, to take her to the Sky Burial Site, so she could rest in a place closest to heaven. When he saw Master Ganbu again, Lin Tingzhou's face showed only a numb calm. He placed the body bag on the ground, and gave Master Ganbu a slight bow. Mr. Ganbu, thank you for your help. Please proceed with the Sky Burial. Master Ganbu looked at him, and nodded. All right, I'll make the arrangements. The Sky Burial Site was built on the mountainside, surrounded by prayer flags, rustling in the wind. With a soft, fluttering sound, Lin Tingzhou stood by the Sky Burial platform, watching as Jiang Yanqiu's body was carried onto it. His heart ached. He turned to Master Ganbu, and asked in a low voice, Mr. Ganbu, does heaven truly exist? Master Ganbu pressed his palms together, his eyes filled with devotion. It does. Those with good hearts return to the pure land, and all may enter heaven. Lin Tingzhou nodded. His gaze returned to the Sky Burial platform. Soon, a flock of vultures circled and descended, landing on the platform. They began to peck at the body. Lin Tingzhou did not look away. He just watched quietly. His eyes held regret and reluctance. His words were carried away by the wind. Yanqiu, there's no pain in heaven, no betrayal, and no bastard like me. A few days later, Lin Tingzhou returned to Hangzhou. The car drove into the familiar city, the familiar streets, the familiar home. But his heart felt hollow. Mr. Zhang heard the commotion, and hurried out to greet him, with a smile on his face. Young master, you're back. Young master, the young mistress hasn't been with you these past few days. Lin Tingzhou paused. His face showed no expression. His voice was calm. She's dead. Mr. Zhang froze. His face showed disbelief. He trembled and asked, Young master, what are you saying? Lin Tingzhou didn't answer. He just walked straight into the house. In the living room, their wedding photo was still displayed. In the photo, Jiang Yanqiu wore a pure white wedding dress, smiling radiantly. He stood before the photo, motionless. The scene from when they took the photo flashed in his mind. The sea breeze was strong that day, blowing Jiang Yanqiu's hair loose. She suddenly broke free from his hand, and ran to the shore where waves crashed. Facing the salty sea breeze, she shouted to him, Lin Tingzhou, I finally married you. At that time, Lin Tingzhou stood there, looking at her surrounded by the waves, feeling the whole world had brightened. But now, the smile in the photo remains bright. The person who called his name will never respond to him again. Lin Tingzhou pushed open the carved wooden door on the second floor. The sensor light turned on. The house was eerily quiet. Mr. Jiang followed behind, hesitating as he watched him head straight to the second floor. That was Jiang Yanqiu's bedroom. Lin Tingzhou didn't look back. He just gently pushed open the bedroom door. Since he and Jiang Yanqiu slept in separate rooms, he had never entered. He examined carefully. The furnishings inside matched Jiang Yanqiu's preferences exactly. A cream-colored bed sheet, a ceramic cup on the bedside table. He walked to the wardrobe and opened the door. It was completely different from her luxurious wardrobe at the Jiang family home. There were only a few scattered formal dresses. His fingertips brushed over them. A surge of bitterness instantly welled up. I've always neglected you. Then, his phone vibrated in his pocket. It was a message from his friend Zhou Ming. Ms. Lin told us everything. We know you're suffering the most. Let's hang out tonight. We'll have a drink with you. Lin Tingzhou hesitated. He replied, okay. In the evening, he arrives at the reserved private room. Several people are already seated inside, including Lin Tingwan. Seeing him enter, the previously noisy room instantly falls silent. Zhou Ming stands up to offer him a seat and hands him a glass of wine. My condolences. Lin Tingzhou takes the glass, but doesn't drink, simply placing it on the table. Zhou Ming sighs. What a shame. You two were our model couple back then. Didn't expect. With all your tabloid scandals these past few years, I thought you didn't like her anymore. It's not that I didn't like her. Lin Tingzhou cuts him off sharply. I never stopped liking her. I love her. Everyone is stunned. Didn't expect he'd react so strongly. Lin Tingwan gently pats his shoulder and says softly, Tingzhou, no one meant any harm. They just don't know the truth. Lin Tingzhou lets out a bitter laugh, his eyes reddening. The truth is, I'm a fool. I hurt the person I love most in the stupidest way possible. He recalls the 3 months he was locked up in the old mansion, how he thought about escaping countless times to find her, but was stopped by the bodyguards every time. But he refused. He'd rather stay locked up than give up on her. But by the time he finally escaped, everything had changed. The Jiang family went bankrupt. Her father died from the shock and grief. She became silent and distant. He picks up the glass and downs it in one gulp. The harsh liquid burns his throat, but it can't suppress the pain in his heart. Back then, I was locked up in the old mansion for 3 months, cut off from all contact with the outside world. My father said, if I divorced Jiang Yanqiu, he'd help the Jiang family through the crisis. But I refused. That's what led to the Jiang family's bankruptcy, her father's death. It's only right that she hates me. My cowardice caused all of this. I deliberately got close to Tingwan, just to provoke her, to make her care about me. His voice grows increasingly hoarse. I was going to come clean with her, but it was too late. The private room fell silent. Lin Tingzhou drank one glass after another. Everyone around him watched in silence. No one tried to stop him. When Lin Tingzhou pushed himself up from the wall, he was unsteady on his feet. Zhou Ming reached out to support him, but he gently brushed the hand away. I'm fine. They all watched his lonely figure disappear through the door. They exchanged uneasy glances. It all ended in a heavy, collective sigh. That young Master Lin, always the life of the party, was now left with nothing but exhaustion and regret. When he returned home, Uncle Zhang came out from the kitchen. He was holding a bowl of steaming hangover soup. Young master, you're back. This is hangover soup. It'll make you feel better. Lin Tingzhou took the bowl. He sat at the dining table, sipping the soup spoon by spoon. He suddenly spoke up. Yanqiu used to make this for me, too. Uncle Zhang's eyes instantly welled up. He had served the Lin family for 50 years. He had watched Lin Tingzhou grow into a steady man. He had also watched him and Jiang Yanqiu, from a young campus couple to walking down the aisle. Madam was so thoughtful. She knew you had a weak stomach. Every time you came back from a business dinner, she would have this soup ready and waiting. Once, you drank until 3 in the morning. She waited in the living room until 3. The soup would get cold, she'd reheat it, then it would get cold again. She reheated it 3 times that night. Uncle Zhang's voice choked up. How did things between you two end up like that? Lin Tingzhou's grip on the bowl tightened suddenly. Hot soup splashed onto the back of his hand. His heart ached with a dull, persistent pain. His phone suddenly rang. It was Zhou Ming calling. Lin Tingzhou took a deep breath and answered the call. Tingzhou. Zhou Ming's voice was cautious, probing. We've all been talking. We'd like to hold a memorial service for Yanqiu. She was our friend, too. We all want to say our final goodbyes. Lin Tingzhou's heart clenched. A memorial service. The words were like a blunt knife, reopening a wound that had just begun to scab over. He was silent for a full 30 seconds. Finally, He heard his own dry voice speak. Okay, thank you. He never thought about holding a memorial service for Jiang Yanqiu. It wasn't that he didn't want to, he just didn't dare. He was afraid to face those familiar faces, even more afraid to admit the fact that the person he deeply loved was gone forever. Let's hold the memorial by the sunflower field on the outskirts of the city. She loved sunflowers the most. After hanging up with Zhou Ming, Lin Tingzhou didn't sleep all night. The morning sun poured in. Its glare forced Lin Tingzhou's eyes open. Uncle Zhang brought over a stack of photos. Young master, I found these while I was tidying up. Each and every photo was taken by him of Jiang Yanqiu. There was one of her under a camphor tree on the university campus, beaming with a radiant smile. One of her in the library, her profile as she'd fallen asleep over a book. One of her leaning on his shoulder, her peaceful face smiling with eyes closed. On the back of each photo was written a date and a little note. A bit blurry, but I love it. Tingzhou's photography skills are getting better and better. I'll have him take my pictures for a lifetime. Looking at these photos, Lin Tingzhou felt as if a blunt knife was repeatedly cutting into his heart. The pain was suffocating. I broke my promise. The memorial service was set for 3 days later. The day was bright and sunny. The venue was filled with sunflowers. Zhou Ming and a few friends arrived early. Many of Jiang Yanqiu's friends were there too. They held flowers in their hands, their faces etched with sorrow. Yanqiu, in your next life, you will surely have a lifetime of happiness. Lin Tingzhou, dressed in a black suit, stood at the entrance, greeting everyone who came to pay their respects. Lin Tingwan also came. She held a bouquet of white daisies. Tingzhou, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have gone along with you to make her angry. Lin Tingzhou was silent for a moment. It wasn't your fault. I was the fool. The memorial service ended near dusk. The guests gradually dispersed. Zhou Ming patted Lin Tingzhou on the shoulder. Call us anytime if you need anything. Lin Tingzhou nodded in thanks. His gaze fell upon the sunflowers, lingering there for a long time. He had just returned home when Lin Tingzhou's phone rang. It was his father's assistant, Mr. Lin. The chairman had a sudden cerebral hemorrhage overseas. He's in the hospital now, in critical condition. It's very serious. You need to come see him right away. Lin Tingzhou stared at his phone screen, his eyes empty. He remembered what his father had done back then. All he felt inside was an endless chill. The assistant called again, urging him to get to the airport as soon as possible. Lin Tingzhou stood up. He needed to ask his father for the truth, whether he had any involvement in the Jiang family's bankruptcy back then. Just thinking about that possibility made Lin Tingzhou's heart sink to the depths. Father, even if it really was you, I will still seek justice for Yanqiu. Washington, outside the VIP ward of the hospital, Mr. Lin's assistant looks grave. Mr. Lin, the doctor says the old chairman's condition is very grim. Lin Tingzhou doesn't respond. The room reeked of antiseptic, mixed with the faint aftertaste of cigar smoke. Mr. Lin lies in the hospital bed. His hair is all gone. An oxygen tube is inserted in his nose. The monitor beeps rhythmically. Lin Tingzhou pulls a chair over and sits by the bed, watching silently. You're here. Mr. Lin suddenly opens his eyes. His voice is hoarse. He doesn't look at Lin Tingzhou. His gaze fixed on the chandelier on the ceiling. You looked into the Jiang family. Lin Tingzhou takes out the documents he had his assistant investigate, and places them gently on the nightstand. Why did you target the Jiang family? Mr. Lin's body stiffens abruptly. The monitor's beeping instantly turns sharp. A nurse rushes in to check. After the equipment stabilizes, she warns, the patient needs rest. He can't get agitated. Lin Tingzhou waits for the nurse to leave, then continues. Why? What's wrong with Yanqiu? Why couldn't you tolerate her? I wasn't wrong. She was never good enough for you. A spoiled girl from her family. Keeping her by your side would only ruin your future. Lin Tingzhou laughs. He laughed, a bitter, mournful sound. So you crushed the Jiang family, locked me up in the old house, intercepted all news from Yanqiu, and stopped me from seeing her. Lin Tingzhou slaps a document on the nightstand. It shows the Lin Group acquired Jiang Group. After its bankruptcy, the shares you bought, I'll use them to establish a charity fund in Yanqiu's name. You can't do this. Mr. Lin struggles to sit up, but Lin Tingzhou presses down on his shoulder. His eyes are ice cold. What I'm doing now is just repaying what you owe the Jiang family. He pauses. His voice softens. You said back then I'd regret marrying Jiang Yanqiu, but what I regret most is having you as a father. Mr. Lin's lips tremble. I just didn't want you to repeat my mistakes. His voice chokes up. I thought separating you from her would let you focus on your career, and the Lin Group would remain strong. Lin Tingzhou stands up, looking at him. You never once asked what I wanted. With Yanqiu by my side, I was willing to give up everything. All of that, you destroyed it. At that moment, the hospital room door was pushed open. A nurse hurried over and said, Mr. Lin, the patient's blood pressure has suddenly dropped. The situation is critical. We need a family member to sign. Lin Tingzhou walked to the bedside. His father's eyes were half open, half closed. He looked at his father's weak face, his head tilted to the side. The monitor let out a piercing, continuous alarm. Doctors and nurses immediately began resuscitation. In the end, they just shook their heads. Lin Tingzhou watched as the white sheet was placed over his father. He calmly handled the funeral arrangements, and boarded a plane back home. When the plane landed at the domestic airport, dawn was just breaking. Lin Tingzhou came to Jiang Yanqiu's gravesite. It was a cenotaph he'd made with her personal effects. On the headstone, her photo showed a bright, radiant smile. Next to it was engraved, wife of Lin Tingzhou. He placed the bouquet he was holding, and sat down in front of the tombstone. He said softly, "Yanqiu, I've come to see you." He began telling her their story, from their first meeting, to their first time holding hands, to their first hug, to their first argument, to their first reconciliation. He recounted it all in detail, as if recalling a long movie. "Our first meeting. The moment I saw you, my heart started racing. I remember our first time holding hands. I was so nervous, my palms were sweating." As he spoke, tears began to flow. "Yanqiu, I shouldn't have neglected you. I shouldn't have run away. I shouldn't have hurt you with my coldness. But time can never be turned back." He sat before the tombstone, until night fell. Only then did he slowly rise and leave. As he left his ring on the tombstone. "Yanqiu, in our next life, if you're still willing, I promise to love you properly." The CEO's office on the top floor of the Lin Group headquarters. Lin Tingzhou opens the window. The bustling city traffic stretches out below. An assistant knocks and enters. He hands over a thick stack of documents. "Mr. Lin, these are the urgent matters that piled up while you were away, and the liquidation report for the Jiang family's remaining assets." Lin Tingzhou takes the files. His gaze falls on the page about the Jiang assets. His Adam's apple bobs. Then he orders in a low voice, "Notify all department heads. There's an emergency meeting in half an hour." In the conference room, the executives wear varied expressions. Since Lin Tingzhou's unexplained absence for days, unease has spread throughout the company. When he pushes the door open and enters, everyone instinctively straightens up. Lin Tingzhou walks to the head seat and sits down. He tosses the files onto the table, tapping the document on the Jiang assets. "Establish an independent subsidiary. Keep the Jiang family name." The executives exchange uneasy glances. Someone can't help but speak up. "Mr. Lin, doing this is not beneficial for us." Lin Tingzhou cuts him off, his eyes cold. "That's an order. Furthermore, establish a charity foundation named after Yanqiu. Initial funding of 1 billion. Focus on supporting education in impoverished areas." His tone leaves no room for discussion. The executives dare not argue further. They all lower their heads to take notes. The meeting lasts 3 hours. Lin Tingzhou methodically delegates all tasks, from market expansion to internal reforms. In the days that follow, Lin Tingzhou buries himself completely in work. He's the first to arrive at the office every day, and the last to leave. The light in his office often burns past midnight. Partners whisper among themselves, "Lin Tingzhou is pushing himself so hard these days." When this reaches Lin Tingzhou's ears, he just smiles faintly. Only he knows. He works himself to the bone, trying to fill the void in his heart. When busyness consumes all his time, he won't wake up in the dead of night, drowning in overwhelming regret. On the day the Yanqiu Foundation's first project launched, Lin Tingzhou went to the site in person. His car stopped in front of the book house. The steel skeleton of the expansion site loomed faintly in the mist. The person in charge hurried over to greet him. He handed over a checklist. "Mr. Lin, everything has been installed. Please sign here to confirm." He took the list, carefully checking the number of picture books, item by item. In the corner of the book house, sunflower seedlings were piled up. They were being carefully tended to. Lin Tingzhou's gaze fell on the empty space. His Adam's apple bobbed. He said in a hoarse voice, "If there's anything else you need, just say it. I'll have the materials sent over." Lin Tingzhou stood by the book house's floor-to-ceiling window, watching the children chattering excitedly around the ship model. A long-lost warmth flickered in his eyes. Just then, his phone suddenly vibrated. It was a message from Uncle Zhang. "Young master, we found Xiaxia. She was adopted by a kind person. We've bought her back now. Would you like to see her?" Xiaxia, the golden retriever they had raised together, had gone missing earlier. Back in the car, Jiang Yanqiu had once said, "If you ask me when I finally gave up on you, it was that day." That very moment, Lin Tingzhou's heart gave a violent jolt. His fingers trembling, he replied, "I'm on my way back now. Xiaxia is back, but she is gone." Lin Tingzhou gripped his phone tightly. Xiaxia's return was perhaps a small comfort from heaven, allowing him to grasp a trace of her former existence. Lin Tingzhou received recent photos of Xiaxia from Uncle Zhang. In the photo, the golden retriever's fur was still fluffy, lying in the yard, basking in the sun. He rubbed his finger over the screen. His throat tightened. When Xiaxia went missing, Jiang Yanqiu cried and begged him for help, but he had yelled at her. "Jiang Yanqiu, would you stop bothering me?" Lin Tingzhou put away his phone, and drove home immediately. As soon as the car stopped, a golden retriever came trotting over, circled his car twice, A low whimper came from its throat. It was Xia. Lin Tingzhou pushed open the car door. Xia immediately pounced on him. Its paws rested on his shoulders. It kept nuzzling its head against his face. Its eyes were full of affection, as if all those years of separation had never happened. Xia. Lin Tingzhou crouched down and hugged its furry body. His voice was hoarse. He vaguely remembered many years ago. Jiang Yanqiu was holding Xia, sitting in the yard, basking in the sun. She smiled and said to him, Tingzhou, when we have a child, let Xia grow up with them, okay? Back then, he had agreed with a smile. But now, she's gone. Only Xia remains. He settled Xia in its old room, and took out the toy ball Jiang Yanqiu had bought for it back then. Xia picked up the ball in its mouth, ran to the edge of the flower field, dropped the ball, and kept barking at him, its voice full of grievance. Lin Tingzhou knew. It was looking for Jiang Yanqiu. Lin Tingzhou walked Xia on a leash, strolling slowly along the garden. Xia would stop and bark from time to time. Lin Tingzhou stopped walking, and said softly, Yanqiu. Xia is back. In the following days, Lin Tingzhou handed over his company duties one by one, and entrusted the Yanqiu Foundation to Lin Tingwan to manage. Lin Tingwan flipped through the documents, looked up and asked him, what are you going to do? Lin Tingzhou's gaze was gentle yet firm. I'm going to fulfill our promise. Lin Tingzhou left. He didn't tell anyone where he was going. He just took a photo of Jiang Yanqiu, and embarked on the journey alone. Lin Tingwan managed the Yanqiu Foundation for him, often sending him updates about the foundation, telling him how many people they had helped. Lin Tingzhou's first stop was Paris. Early morning. The Eiffel Tower loomed faintly in the morning mist. He found a cafe by the window and sat down. He ordered a cup of her favorite cappuccino. He took out his camera, and snapped a photo of the Eiffel Tower. In the lens, the tower shimmered with golden light under the morning sun. Yanqiu, we're in Paris now. The tower here is truly beautiful, just like you said. He walked along the Seine River, and saw a young couple kissing on the bridge. He stopped. We should have been like them, he thought. If there hadn't been those misunderstandings standing between us, we would have stayed happy like this forever. His second stop was Egypt. Looking at the pyramids, he took a photo. He whispered, Yanqiu, we're in Egypt now. The pyramids are truly magnificent. You said, how did ancient people build such magnificent structures? He seemed to hear her voice, whispering in his ear. I don't know. Maybe it's because they had faith. His third stop was Antarctica. He saw adorable penguins. He took a photo. He choked up and said, Yanqiu, we're in Antarctica now. The penguins are really cute. Look, they're all paired up. So happy. He crouched down in the snow, and drew a big heart with his finger. In the center of the heart were the initials of his and her names. In the years that followed, he traveled to many more places. He saw the cherry blossoms in Japan, the northern lights in Iceland, and the wildebeest migration in Kenya. And so, all alone, by himself, carrying his longing for her, he visited every place they had promised to see together. At each destination, he would take a photo for her, and in his heart, he'd tell her he was there, bringing her along with him. Lin Tingwan often sent him messages, updating him on the foundation's progress. She said the foundation was growing, helping more and more people. She also mentioned that Xia had been brought to the book house. She played with the children every day. Reading these messages, Lin Tingzhou would smile, until his eyes grew misty. Many years later, Lin Tingzhou had grown old. His hair had turned white, and his face was lined with wrinkles. He returned to that city, to Jiang Yanqiu's gravesite, before the tombstone. It was clear someone visited often to tend to it, holding a bouquet of sunflowers. He stood before the grave. He said softly, Yanqiu, I've come to see you. I've been to all the places we promised to visit together. They were beautiful, just as you said they would be. I've also helped many people, by establishing a foundation. I think, you would be very happy. As the sun set, golden light bathed the tombstone, and washed over them both. Lin Tingzhou leaned against the grave, closed his eyes, a faint smile on his lips. A breeze passed by, carrying the sweet scent of gardenias. It felt like Jiang Yanqiu was gently kissing his forehead. Yanqiu, I'll be with you soon, he whispered. In our next life, we'll definitely be together, and never be apart again. He owed her too much. In the next life, he would love her properly, and never let her down again.